The two most significant things Julen Lopetegui did to get himself sacked as Real Madrid manager happened before he was even appointed by Florentino Perez. First, he failed to listen. Second, he failed to calculate. Lopetegui, according to the Real Madrid communiqué that was issued, hasn't been sacked because of a specific result or because Perez, in his wisdom, has been vigilant around the training ground and sees deep flaws in the sessions or the ideas being taught at Valdebebas. No, it is because of the disparity between the high-quality squad and the low-quality performances that the former Spain manager, who gave up his chance to compete for a World Cup victory for what has turned out to be a 138-day, 14-game stint in charge of Madrid, has been kicked out. That defeat was Madrid's third in a row in La Liga. The midfielder Casemiro called the team a disaster and described the defeat as the image of our season. Madrid had previously gone 8 hours without scoring, 12 minutes short of their worst-ever run, and they have lost 5 and won only 1 of their past 7 matches, an unconvincing 2-1 win against the Czech side Viktoria Plzeň that ended with supporters whistling to show their dissatisfaction. Defeated in the European Super Cup on his competitive debut, Lopetegui has lost as many games as he has won in all competitions, 6 of 14. Lopetegui took a training session on Monday, but his fate was confirmed following a board meeting. A club statement said there is a great disproportion between the quality of the staff of Real Madrid and the results obtained to date. Gave up his chance to compete for a World Cup victory for what has turned out to be a 138-day, 14-game stint in charge of Madrid, has been kicked out. On Thursday, May 31st, he and all of his Spain squad, except the Madrid players who just won the Champions League for the 3rd straight year, gathered together at Las Rosas, about 30 minutes' drive outside the Spanish capital, in preparation for the impending World Cup. When Zinedine Zidane's hastily arranged news conference for lunchtime that day was broadcast live on radio and television, you can forgive the 52-year-old for not being wholly attentive. "We want to win games for ourselves, for the club, for Lopetegui," Nacho told reporters, as cited by Diario AS. "That would be crazy," midfielder Francisco Isco Alarcón said Monday, a day before Madrid hosts Viktoria Plzeň in the Champions League. "We have to let him do his job. It's been only 2 months. In the end, we should be the ones being let go. We are the ones playing. This is on everyone, not only the coach. I'm fully confident that together we can still have a great season." Captain Sergio Ramos had already come out in support of Lopetegui after the loss to Levante, the team's 3rd straight in all competitions. "Changing coaches is never good," Sergio Ramos said. "Julen has the support of the players, and we all have to overcome this together. Obviously, this is a very bad streak for Madrid, and that can't happen, but we are still very much alive in the league. There's not a huge difference in points to the teams at the top." Lopetegui's greatest flaw and most important mistake was that not only did he not know his enemy, but he also failed to realize that his enemies were not the other Liga teams, but his president and his own players. Today, he is the Real Madrid boss, but most likely for not much longer. After Sunday's humiliating 5-1 defeat by Barcelona, Lopetegui appears set to be sacked for a second time in 4 months. This is the story of a startling fall from grace that began in bizarre circumstances and hit rock bottom in Barcelona. In order to compensate for this squad deficit, the ambitious Julen Lopetegui wanted to take a squad of stars who won it all, using simpler tactical ideas, and mold them into disciplined soldiers who could execute a well-defined style of play with noticeable patterns and automatic movements that are repeated until they form a collective identity. Given the above circumstances, it shouldn't be a surprise that Lopetegui's attempt to build a positional play system at Real Madrid ultimately failed. Real Madrid started the league in August against Getafe with a clear positional play style game plan that featured elements like aggressive interior midfielders, pressing and counter-pressing, diagonal switches of play, wide positioning of wingers to stretch the opponent's defense. At the end of the day, this didn't work efficiently, and that 5-1 loss against rivals Barcelona alarms Perez to sack Lopetegui. So, was it a fair decision to sack Lopetegui, who was just for 3 months? Sacking Julen Lopetegui in October 2018 after only 14 games was generally considered justifiable due to poor results and a 5-1 loss in El Clasico, despite him having limited time and facing a difficult transition following Cristiano Ronaldo's departure from Real Madrid. His tenure was characterized by a lack of tactical flexibility, low-quality performances compared to squad potential, and a failure to earn the trust of President Florentino Perez, making his departure nearly inevitable.